Hello friends, this video on current electricity part 2 is brought to you by examfear.com. No more fear from exam. Please make sure that you have watched part 1 before going ahead with part 2. Now let us go ahead and define ampere. Just now I told that SI unit of current is ampere. So 1 ampere is defined as the current when a number of electrons having 1 coulomb of charge pass a given point in 1 second. So it was very simple to define this because in the previous slide, what did I tell? I tell that current is defined as the rate of charge flow. That means dq by dt. Right? That is charge per unit time. Now we know that what is the unit of charge? It is coulomb. And what is the unit of time? It is second. Now when I want to define 1 ampere, so 1 ampere will be nothing but 1 coulomb per second. That means 1 ampere would be the amount of current when 1 coulomb of charge pass a given point in 1 second. Right? So it is very simple to define. 1 ampere is the amount of current when 1 coulomb of charge passes a point in 1 second. Now what is 1 coulomb of charge? You remember, I am just trying to explain why I wrote here when a number of electrons. So what is this number of electrons? Remember the definition of charge. Charge was nothing but, according to quantization, it was nothing but N into E, that is the number of electrons, into the charge on each electron. So how did we define 1 coulomb? We said that 1 coulomb, the charge will be 1 coulomb when the number of electrons is 6.24 into 10 to the power 18 into what is electronic charge? It is 1.6 into 10 to the power minus 19 coulomb. Now if you multiply these two, what do you get? You get this as 1 coulomb. So that means 1 coulomb is the amount of charge which is carried by 6.24 into 10 to the power 18 electrons. So that means when I define 1 ampere, it means that let us suppose, for example, let us suppose I have this particular point. This is a point A. So what happens if these many electrons, let us suppose this is 1, 2, 3, 4, like this there are so many electrons. So if 6 into 10, 6.24 into 10 to the power 18 electrons passes this point A in 1 second, then we say that the current at point A is 1 ampere. So are you getting my point? So 1 ampere is nothing but 1 coulomb of charge in 1 second, and 1 coulomb of charge represents nothing but 6 into 10 to the power 18 electrons. Right? Okay. So now let us try to understand what initiates the charge flow. As I told you before also, so as we already know that charges always exist, right? So what is that force or what is that internal push that makes or that causes a charge to flow? I mean, why do charges flow? From where does it start flowing? So here we have to investigate what is it that initiates the charge flow. So basically, if you look at it with the help of this example, let us suppose you have a slope like this. Okay, let us suppose this place which you are seeing here, it is some object. You can also imagine it like the slope which you have in the children amusement parks, right? Have you seen? What happens? The children climbs the stairs, they go to the top and then they slide and enjoy the ride, right? So what happens is what they need to do? They need to just do the work to climb the stairs and reach at the top. Now once they sit on that slope, after that they automatically come down because of that slope. So they do not have to do any extra work at that time. So similarly, once the charge starts flowing, then it keeps flowing. Okay, but what is it that initiates the charge flow? So that is what we need to investigate. So basically, see, this is what it happens. So that means there is a let us suppose here a man is standing here whose job is to pick such balls and place the ball at this point. So he will keep placing balls at this point, and after that the balls will keep moving down. So that means basically what is this man doing? The purpose of this man is to initiate the flow of the balls. So when it initiates, then it will keep flowing towards the slope, right? So similarly, once the charge starts flowing, then it will keep flowing. But what is it that will initiate the charge flow? So that initiation factor is nothing but EMF. So again, here is a new term for you. EMF is nothing but electromotive force of the cell. So that is why we say that this cell is the source of current. Why do we call it source? Because from here only, because of this cell itself, the current flow gets initiated. The current flow starts. So EMF, that is electromotive force of the cell, drives the current carriers to move in a specific direction. So this EMF causes the positive charges and the negative charges to flow in specific direction, and because of that flow, current is observed. So what happens? EMF basically provides an arrangement which can supply energy or which can do work to move a charge from one point to another. For example, you have several charges inside this battery. So in order to take that charge from one point to another, a work needs to be done. So this EMF provides an arrangement which does this work. So basically EMF is nothing but the potential difference between these two electrodes, between the positive and the negative electrodes of the cell, when no current is drawn from the circuit. That means when the cell is just kept as it is. Then the potential difference between its positive and negative terminal is known as the EMF. Now because of this difference in potential between the two electrodes, what will happen? Charge flow will take place, because charge will tend to flow from higher potential to lower potential, right? But there is no conductive path between the electrodes. I mean, the charge cannot flow from inside the electrodes. That is why a path is created by the circuit. So when you draw a circuit, this wire basically is nothing but a conducting wire. If you use an insulating wire, then there will be no current flow, right? Because it will not conduct electricity. So this conducting wire basically acts as a path for the charges to flow from higher potential to lower potential. Therefore, the electron starts moving towards the positive terminal. So how will the electron move towards the positive terminal? See, this is my negative terminal. So this will give rise to electron. So this electron wants to go towards the positive terminal because opposites attract. So how will it go? It can either go like this directly, or it has to go like this. Now it cannot go directly because there is no conductive path. So the only option it has is it has to go like this. So the electron will go along this path and it will reach the positive electrode. So similarly, all the electrons will start flowing likewise, and this flow of electrons gave rise to electric current. Similarly, the positive charges from the positive electrode will try to come towards the negative electrode, and therefore again the positive charges will flow through the circuit opposite to the direction of electrons. Right? So now you understood why the electrons and the positive charges flow in this way. Because due to the difference in potential, so basically the main reason, what is the root cause for this flow of charges? The root cause is the difference in potential between the electrodes of the cell. So this difference in potential between the electrodes of the cell is known as EMF, that is electromotive force. Did you observe a surprising thing here? Electromotive force, however, the name says that it is a force, but actually it is not a force. It is a misnomer. What is misnomer? Misnomer means something which is, the name suggests something, but it is actually something else. That is a misnomer. So here if you look at the name, it is electromotive force. So you will think that it is some kind of force. But basically it is not force. It is basically potential difference. That is, it is the difference in potential between the two electrodes. So potential and force are two different physical quantities. So we say that electromotive force is a misnomer. But why is it called electromotive force? Because it basically acts as the initial force to initiate the flow of charge. That is why it is known as the electromotive force. So now we understood what is the factor that initiates the charge flow. Thank you. Please visit examfear.com to watch free educational videos, try free online tests, get the best quality study materials, study from the best tutors and mentors, and much more. Thank you once again.